Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
And this week we're talking about DoubleMeat Palace.
Oh man, it's time to head out to work.
Double Veggie Palace.
Justin, don't give away spoilers, goddammit. Anyway, this episode originally aired January 29th, 2001. Or 2002, rather, not 2001.
That would be a little bit weird
it
to that.
was released early.
Yes, it was. Attracting 5.6 million viewers. So, this episode. Willow updates Xander and Anya about the supervillains, explaining that the three seem to have disappeared and moved from their basement lair.
Yeah. Nerd paradise.
Anya chimes in the nerd's natural habitat. Anya chimes in with supportive statements about working hard for money and the importance of working in America.
For some reason, and then we cut to Buffy wearing her new work uniform for DoubleMeat Palace.
Later, Buffy is introduced as a worker in the world of fast food with the help of a unique and graphic video about her new place of employment.
Sounds accurate.
Palace. Her boss, Manny, the manager, that's not a joke, that's just his name. Stop making jokes about his name. Introduces Buffy to her, let's say, unenthusiastic co-workers, and walks to the area behind the counter, clearly identifying off-limit locations. You don't need to go in there.
You don't need to touch that.
Buffy is offered the Double Meat Medley, a burger consisting of typical ingredients and layers of beef and chicken. It sounds disgusting.
Yeah, about as typical as most other things you can find around.
No, this is worse. This is really, really shitty processed chicken and beef. Allegedly. We both said that immediately.
God damn it, we just thought doing that.
She reluctantly takes a bite, then questions what the secret ingredient in the meat is, but gets no clear answer other than, it's a meat process. Don't question it. Buffy watches a co-worker, Gary, wait on a woman wearing a wig who is a regular at the palace. After his demonstration, Buffy takes the next customer, but is lost quickly in the process as the man's order is too difficult for her to follow.
Yeah.
In all fairness, he set her up to fail there. Your first order should never be like 5 people.
Yeah. It's either you kind of shadow them a bit and kind of get an idea of how things sort of work. Don't throw them to the lions right away.
Or get them to do a person, one person is ordering. Because that's at least simple.
No, right when you start your job, you just start off with rush hour, because that happens.
Well,
It
does happen.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you can never account for life.
Exactly.
During her break, Buffy sneaks around to the back room, searching for the truth behind the secret ingredient, but is caught by Mandy. At the counter, Buffy finds her friends have come by to visit, and she treats Xander to a double meat medley. Anya goes on a rant about how behind the wedding plans are partially blaming Willow for the complications. Hello, I'm standing right here.
Yeah.
So good. Later, Buffy receives a surprise visit from Spike at the restaurant. He teases her and tries to persuade her to leave the job to be with him, warning her that this job could kill her. He offers to do everything in his power to take care of her and help her with the money problems. She remains determined and turns away. Gary goes out to the alley behind the restaurant and encounters someone or something that he recognizes. This someone or something attacks him. The next day, with Gary not there to work, Buffy is told to work the grill, and another co-worker, Timothy, demonstrates the process for her.
Yeah.
Because he got grease in his ears.
You put the meat on the grill, you wait for the ding, give it a flip, and you wait for the next ding.
He goes into talking about the thing he has to get for his ear to clean the grease out.
The wonderful stories you learned from your coworkers.
It's so good.
Yay.
I got so much grease in there, it made like a plug or something. It's so good. Okay.
Oh look, it's Manny. I need to go.
Again, Buffy asks about the secret ingredient, but just can't get an answer from anyone. Manny then assigns Buffy to a double shift because apparently there's no fucking labor laws in this universe.
I mean, this also happens.
Nah.
You can't... Okay, first off, he's not paying her overtime. That's illegal. Second off, you can't force someone to work a double shift. That's illegal.
Nah.
This happens.
It's also kind of a case of, within specific business, there are specific things in place. And if it's an entire case of, here's all our particular laws and business things that are here, that all the particular things happen for overtime, all the particular things you get for vacation stuff, and all those other sorts of things. So, most likely it's kind of implied. In some people's cases, I can understand the argument coming up. But mostly it's just kind of a case of, think of it as a normal job. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you still can't force someone to work a 16-hour day.
Very true.
And you have to pay them overtime.
Additionally, in my case, I could have ditched out and went over to work and got nearly a double pay for today. But I didn't.
Radio.
Bleh.
Where were we? Assigns Buffy to a double shift because of the reduction of employees.
Yeah.
At the apartment, Xander talks to Anya, who's in another room, about Buffy working a double shift just before Halfrick, a female vengeance demon, suddenly appears before Xander,
Yeah.
threatening to tear him into pieces. Fortunately, Anya enters the room and recognizes the vengeance demon as an old friend, and the girls greet each other gleefully. Anya clears up the confusion, explaining that she invited Halfrick to the wedding not to seek vengeance on Xander.
Ah, she arrives. How many pieces would you like?
Sweetie, it's me. I'm getting married. Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Wisely, Xander leaves the girls to chat.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I would rather keep myself in one piece.
Bleh.
Please don't seek vengeance on me. I'm just gonna go.
I'm out of here. Back at the DoubleMeat Palace, Buffy spots Spike outside the window and spends her break having sex with him in the alleyway out behind the restaurant. Because Buffy is making good decisions.
Yeah.
That is the point of this season. Yep. Amy pays Willow a visit, wanting her rat cage as a souvenir, and talks with Willow about her progress avoiding magic. Before she leaves, Amy gives Willow an unasked-for gift that provides Willow with uncontrollable magical effects on her body. Buffy watches the grinder grind meat, but discovers a human finger in the processed meat. Appalled at the idea of human meat being the secret ingredient, Buffy confronts Manny about it, but he doesn't agree with her suspicions. Buffy charges out into the dining area, attempting to stop all the patrons from eating while shouting that it's made of humans.
That was a very chaotic scene, but yes.
This outburst gets her fired.
Yes.
It's a perfectly normal response in most cases.
I wonder if these guys will be returning customers.
Over drinks, Anya and Halfrek talk about Anya's relationship with Xander, and Anya begins to reevaluate her situation with Xander after Halfrek repeatedly insists on addressing the issue. A meeting is called at the magic shop as Buffy prevents the severed finger and a double meat medley as evidence for her people burger theory.
And then Xander eats it. The burger.
But Xander eats the burger before Buffy explains her theory. Because of course he does. Because you put food in front of Xander and then didn't just immediately say it's people.
Oh, first you say that there are cats in it and now there's people?
Willow arrives late to the magic shop, ready to begin researching despite the fact that she's still under Amy's spell thing and lacks control over her use of magic. Buffy leaves to investigate the DoubleMeat Palace after hours, while Willow uses science to test a leftover piece of meat from the double meat medley. This is clearly a fictional universe because this fast food place actually closes. Buffy breaks into the fast food place and finds clues. Blood and Manny's severed foot.
So sad.
Willow struggles to avoid using magic while Dawn and Xander talk about the kind of future life Buffy will have because she's the Slayer. Anya shows up late after Halfrick's departure, and a tense argument develops between her and Xander over the less than attractive appearance of a vengeance demon. Lysander, is there any way I can answer this question where I won't catch shit?
Nah.
Because no, there isn't.
Yeah, no.
So veiny. Yeah.
Oh my god. Willow's analysis reveals that the basic composition of the meat is cellulose. While continuing to snoop, Buffy encounters the regular customer Wig Lady without her wig. This demonic, I don't know what to call it, thing emerges from her head and sprays a paralyzing liquid at Buffy. The lady advances on Buffy and talks about eating double meat employees as the Slayer struggles to escape. Willow shows up and tries to inform Buffy of the double meat medley, which is not made of humans but processed vegetables.
Oh, man.
Then begins to confess to her about Amy's magical gift. Buffy's unable to respond to the information as she continues to try and get away from the thing. I don't even know what to call it. Which manages to latch onto her shoulder and start to feed. Inside, Willow tries to stop the woman demon thing and uses a large blade to cut the thing off of her head. That immediately kills the demon thingy, and Willow quickly shoves it in the meat grinder. And grinds it all up, and it looks nasty.
Yeah, that thing's gonna need one hell of a thorough cleaning.
All yellowish.
Oh. The next day at the Summers house, Amy pays Willow a visit, needing to borrow a few necessities. Willow denies her entrance into the house and angrily suggests that Amy stay away from her. Buffy then returns to the DoubleMeat Palace to return her uniform to the new manager, Lorraine. After revealing her knowledge of the double meat medley's composition, she is sworn to secrecy. She gets her job back and resigns herself to working there, at least for now.
Yeah.
So that was DoubleMeat Palace, and it's a lot of fun.
Man.
And it's very silly.
Yeah, tremendous.
I have information about your burgers. They're vegetables.
It's so good. It's so good.
And who would have ever thought that now people would actually advertise that their food isn't actually meat?
I want to try one of those Beyond Meat burgers. Because they're actually supposed to be quite good. Yes. So I quite enjoy this episode. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's very silly, and you should watch it. I know a lot of people really hate it because I think they think it's too silly.
Like season 1 silly, basically,
Yeah.
in some areas.
I think it's kind of nostalgic for going into those particular levels. Has that decent amount of cheese and that one-way turnaround method that the show's kind of known for making you think something, but this is actually the case of what the heck's going on.
Yes.
Indeed.
So, between the end of Season 6 and beginning of Season 7, there was a panel discussion at the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, where this episode was brought up, and apparently it was the most quote-unquote controversial thing they ever did, because advertisers were actually calling up saying they were going to pull their ads because of how it made the fast food industry look.
How it portrayed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, seriously. No, but it just is. Kind of.
It is.
Yeah.
For the basis of baseline, that's understandable. Sometimes it's better, but there are those couple of times where it's far, far worse.
Yeah, it made the advertisers very twitchy. The most controversial thing they ever did on Buffy was a hamburger and chicken sandwich. Which it's not. Trust me, it's going to get a lot worse than a hamburger and chicken sandwich.
Meh.
Anyway, so let us move on to international titles, which actually is a pretty good one here.
Oh?
So in French, we'll start off with the not so good one. In French, it's just fast food, which is kind of boring.
Then a little bit.
However, the Germans are here to save us. A phrase that has rarely ever been said. Probably never. In German, mysterious ingredients. It's so good.
It sticks with the show, where it's a question of, are there things in there? And it's just like, yeah, it's just normal stuff. Oh, hey, look at the human thing.
I mean, it could have gone with mystery meat, but it isn't meat. Ingredients is accurate.
So here's another little fun fact about this episode. As a child, Sarah Michelle Gellar appeared in Burger King commercials, right?
Oh.
McDonald's infamously sued her for citing their meat in one of the ads and banned her from eating at their restaurant. Ironically, McDonald's was a sponsor of Buffy.
Oh!
Yep. And for music, there's just the original score and then some stuff that they bought from like music libraries and stuff. So, not a whole lot of music. So, if neither of you have anything left to add, next week we'll be talking about a little episode called Dead Things.
It's already getting somewhere.
Yes, so you remember how I said Buffy was not going to be a fun show in season 6?
Well, I guess the fun has to stop soon. And then we get to Hell's Bells, which I don't know how that's gonna go. Might go well, might go crazy.
Well, Justin, the title is called Hell's Bells.
Exactly. That makes me think it's going to be a hell of a fun time.
So here is a quick synopsis, or a quick preview of Dead Things. The trio try to make Warren's ex-girlfriend Katrina their willing sex slave by magical means. But when she fights back, she is accidentally killed. They use magic and demonic forces to make Buffy think she has killed Katrina. Between finding out the truth about her resurrection and believing she killed an innocent girl, Buffy's world begins to fall apart.
Oh boy.
Well, it looks like those three aren't sticking too well to their guns about not killing people anymore.
And it's only going to get worse.
Ah, boy.
Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.